Kwema kabisa. Karibu sana baba. Tunakukaribisha sana baba, karibu. Sisi ni Tanzania, tumekuja kuiwakilisha Tanzania. Karibu sana baba yetu. Tumekuja na bidhaa zetu nzuri kama hii hapa. Hii ni maharage ya kienyeji. Ni nzuri sana. Karibu sana. Tuna asali ambayo tumeizalisha wenyewe. Tunaipika, tunaitumia kama mboga. Kwetu sisi hapana, bado haijapikwa. Anaenda kuchemsha na kuipika na kuiunga. Tunapika na maji ya moto kama kawaida, tunaunga, tunalia na ubwabwa kwetu. Karibu sana. Na mchele kwetu upo. Karibu sana baba. Asante.
Na tunaitengeneza. Tuna kiwanda Linga. Yes. Hiyo ni kiwanda cha kwetu wenyewe, tunatengeneza asali, tunavuna na kutengeneza na kupaki. Hapana. Yes. Ndio. Ndio. Yes. Kabisa. Yes, kutoka Kitui. Ndio. Kabisa, kabisa. Cha kwanza vile wanalina kuna utofauti kidogo na sisi. Lakini ni vitu vingi ambavyo tumejifunza kutoka kwao. Yes. Yes. Kwa sababu wao hawana asali ya nyuki wadogo. Asali ya nyuki wadogo ni chache kwa Kenya.
Kuna nyuki wadogo?
Ndio, sio uma. Sisi Tanzania kwenye forest zetu nyuki wadogo ni wengi kwa sababu mapori mengi hayajavamiwa. Kwa hiyo nyuki wadogo hawapendi vurugu. Kwa hiyo nyuki wadogo ni wengi na asali yake ni iko juu. Kwa hiyo inaweza kukupa faida wewe Mtanzania. Haijavurugwa sana na kulima wanyama, haijavamiwa na wakulima na wanyama. Iko vizuri. Umemaliza kulima. Asante. Kwa hiyo tunawakaribisha.
Wewe ni msanii?
Mimi ni msanii, nachora picha za aina mbalimbali. Nachora picha za aina mbalimbali. Ukiangalia hii ni picha inakitangaza Zanzibar.
Inatangaza Zanzibar.
Yaani huyu ni mama ambaye anakwenda kuokota samaki wale maji yakitoka. Kwa hiyo watoto na watu wazima wanakwenda kuokota pweza na samaki wadogo wadogo. Pweza, samaki anaitwa pweza. Kule baharini wanapatikana. Na ukiangalia hii ni mazingira ya jioni. Ni mto unaetililisha maji mbalimbali yanakutana mpaka mwisho wa bahari. Na hii kiashiria mama Afrika ambaye akijipamba nguo za aina ya kilemba. Haya, asante sana. Karibu sana. Mwenye maiki yake. Mwenye maiki. Cameraman wetu.
Shika microphone. Mkaribisha.
So you'll explain.
Karibu mheshimiwa. Jambo mheshimiwa. Salama mheshimiwa. Karibu sana.
Asante.
Hii gari kutoka Tanzania imetengenezwa na wajasiriamali maarufu Juakari wa Tanzania. Inatumia umeme, tunachaji sehemu yoyote na ina uwezo wa kubeba tani moja na
cold room ndani ama vipi?
Hapana, ina AC mbele. AC mbele na ina uwezo ukishachaji inatembea kilomita 150. Na unachaji popote, umeme wowote unachaji.
Unadunga.
Popote pale umeme unatoa simu unachaji gari. Karibu mheshimiwa.
Excellency, we are getting there as a region, as a sector. We'll get there.
Hivi sasa Mheshimiwa Rais anaelekea
I normally carry this. Yes. Yeah. I normally buy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Excellent. Mimi ni customer mkubwa sana.
Yeah, excellent.
Dividends.
Promise that you bring something to your state house. You promise Eldoret. You promise us in Eldoret to bring these big monuments to State House, and they are there.
Which one?
This one, yeah. This is for the love of our mothers and for the culture of diversity. Yeah. Your Excellency, you have to promote us, not that we are selling. It's just to uplift us. Yeah, we unajenga wale wengine.
Bottom up.
Yeah, bottom up. Yes, Your Excellency.
Who is the nani?
Yes.
Shida moja tu iko. Yeah. Biashara na kusaidia, lakini ikifika siku ya
Hapana, Your Excellency, tuko pamoja Your Excellency. Your Excellency, tuko pamoja.
Haya. So hii
na ile we have this is a king, this a queen, and that one is the king. We have nice sculptures, Your Excellency. Zenye ziko na story. Here is a double vision. You are leading with double vision. You know you must fly high and then overlook down, overcome the stones. Yeah. And overcome the stones. Yeah, this is an eagle.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's made out of stone, right?
Yeah, yes. What is stone? Soapstone.
So unataka ninunue hiyo?
Na king.
Na
king. Yeah. Na king. Na king. Yeah.
Na huyu?
This Valentine. This is Valentine.
Valentine's Day.
Yes. Mother and the father raising a family. Mother and the father raising a family.
Where is the family?
It's all about love and unity.
Yeah.
That's the one that has a very interesting story. Mtu ya affordable housing ako hapo ndani.
Yeah.
Unafanya kazi mzuri sana.
Sana.
Third officer, Captain Titus Baraza.
Yeah,
I did this for you. You appreciate the work you are doing.
Okay, Captain. Haya, we. Tutapanga na hii huyu mtu mlipe kitu nichukulie hii. Na hiyo nini iletwe State House na hiyo.
Yes.
Alafu wewe Simon mtapanga ndio hao watu wakuja wanione hawa wenye hii.
Yeah.
Ndio ni wapange.
Yeah, yes, Your Excellency. So and this one, Your Excellency.
So unaona mimi ni promoter ya mambo yenu.
Your Excellency, you started something in Kisii, Cancer Center.
Unaona hii mimi na promote mambo yenu.
Yes. Yeah. This one you started Cancer Center in Kisii. We really appreciate.
Ni kweli mimi ni promoter yako ya.
Kabisa. So this one is the king. Yeah.
Look at that.
It takes 1.5 years, the Excellency, to make this.
Macho yake ni kubwa sana. Na ni kama muhindi yako na ndevu.
Anaona mbali.
Lakini kingi walikuwa na
Kitambo walikuwa na mustache.
all this is fiber.
It's all about the banana fibers.
Oh.
Tunaweka moja moja.
Yes.
Yes.
So, uko na story yake
Yeah.
Uko story? Yeah. Utaweka. Okay.
Alafu Your Excellency, kuna vitu ulituambia tukaweka maktaba kuu. When we were from Eldoret, yeah? When we met in Eldoret, you told us to bring some big monuments, the kind of this shield, which is now 8 feet in maktaba kuu here in National Library.
Iko
Hapa hili, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Tulishindwa kufikisha hapa. It's very big from down here up there.
Okay.
So we will wish if your team, if you give us Mwasera to go and confirm and then run for us to see kindly.
Okay.
Yeah, Your Excellency.
Huyu atapanga, huyu kijana mwenzenu huyu anaitwa Simon. Pangana na hawa vijana. Alafu walete hiyo maneno yao wanataka.
Tunashukuru sana.
Ndio.
Tumeshukuru.
Lakini nimekuwa promoter yenu. I'm very proud of you guys.
Tunashukuru sana.
You're doing a good job.
Thank you, Excellency.
Wakongomani. Uko salama? Tunakuja kudisplay Kenya. Very good. Asante sana. Uko na mambo mazuri sana. Ndio. Umepata Wakenya wateja.
Your Excellency, Ministry, MSMEs, you can tell them, explain.
Karibu Mheshimiwa Rais. Salama kabisa. Ndio. Karibu kwenye bidhaa Burundi. Hivi ni viti vya heshima. Ni kitu cha heshima, na kama mnavyojua tembo ni mnyama wa amani. Ni mnyama ambao ni wa amani. Kwa hiyo tumetengeneza kwa ajili ya kuikalia, na ni kwa ajili ya watu wenye busara zaidi. Ndio. Wenye busara. Asante pia. Tafurahia picha pia pamoja Rais.
His Excellency the President.
Yeah!
multilateral group representing, ensuring that East Africa is well represented. Your Excellency, Dr. William Samuel Ruto, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Kenya Defense Forces, Honorable Wycliffe Obaranya, Cabinet Secretary for Cooperatives and MSMEs, Honorable Beatrice Asku, CS EAC Affairs, Governor Nairobi County, all present, Ms. Zainab Magura, DG United Nations Office,
came in a big way, and some of them will be receiving awards here. And then yesterday was the Kenyan Day, which was also, we used the Kenyan Day also to host very high level discussion on how to unlock barriers that keep on stifling trade in East Africa. And my CS will be reading out the communique following some of the outcomes that emerged. Today, we are, in the morning, we had the Democratic Republic of Congo, who had their day today. They also showcased their value chain. And then, of course, this afternoon was the EAC Day, which also now becomes the formal official opening ceremony for this. And we are happy that you created time to join us in celebrating this great value chain. Allow me just to acknowledge PSS who are here. PS for Trade, you just stand up and you acknowledge you. Regina Umbam. She facilitates trade, especially supporting Kenya to access markets all over the world. PS for EAC Affair. Let's clap for her. Madam Caroline Karugu. Then I want also to acknowledge the leadership of MSEA, chairman of MSEA, wherever you are, just stand up. James Mureu. The board of directors of MSEA, who put all this together, we want to acknowledge you. The leadership of SIMSO, East Africa, wherever, led by the chairman, where you are, let's clap for them. Thank you. And in the interest of time, Your Excellency, allow me now to call the Deputy Secretary General, who is standing in for the Secretary General for East Africa Community Secretariat, Madam Veronica Nduva. So I want to call Annette Sembua, who is the Deputy Secretary General, to come in and officially constitute the Bureau. Madam Annette. Madam Annette, you just have 3 minutes to constitute the Bureau. Thank you.
Your Excellency and our chief guest for this afternoon, Your Excellency and Chairperson of the Summit of Heads of State, on behalf of Honorable Secretary General Veronica Nduva, it is my honor and pleasure to welcome you to this 25th edition of the MSME Trade Fair. Your Excellency, before us is the Chairperson of the Council of Ministers. She is here and has taken her seat, and I confirm, Your Excellency, that we have Somalia with us as well, so the Bureau is fully constituted. Your Excellency, this is the 25th edition of the MSME Trade Fair. Last year, we met in Juba, where we had about 2,000 exhibitors. The number of exhibitors has increased to over 3,000. On this note, allow me, Your Excellency, to thank you and to thank the Republic of Kenya for hosting this 25th MSME Fair and for all the hospitalities that have been extended to all the delegates that we have present. Your Excellency, the participation of MSMEs demonstrates stories of change. Through the participation, we have seen innovation. We have seen improvements in the products that are being put forward by MSMEs for display. But most of all, partnerships among the exhibitors. And as a result, we will be able to see increased jobs, increased economic transformation of our region in the EAC. From the EAC Secretariat, a number of interventions exist that have been put in place to fast-track regional integration. These, among others, include examination of the rules of origin, because we found that that is one of the main impediments that is causing non-tariff barriers. Allow me, Your Excellency, to report that the process of resolution of non-tariff barriers has reduced by 50%. While they still exist, but the mechanisms in place are supporting us to reduce non-tariff barriers. We have increased digital connectivity, and I wish to report that the governors of the central banks have now approved an EAC payment master plan, which master plan is going to facilitate cross-border movement of currencies across borders, facilitating the exchange and sale of goods among partner states as we await the rollout of a monetary union. Your Excellency, allow me on this note to thank the Republic of Kenya for all the facilitation that has been provided to the exhibitors through the various borders where they passed, including a delegation that just arrived yesterday and was very quickly facilitated. In less than 20 minutes, they were in and out of the border. The services have been exceptional, and I would like to commend the PSs of EAC Affairs, the PS of the MSME Ministry, for the excellent coordination of this event. Excellency, I thank you very much for your presence today, and we look forward to hearing from you. I thank you very much.
Thank you. I now invite the Director General of the United Nations Office at Nairobi Union, Ms. Zainabu Bungura. And in your speech time, you'll make some time for the Executive Director of ITC. Thank you. Let's clap for her. She comes on the stage.
Your Excellency, Dr. William Samuel Ruto, President of the Republic of Kenya, Honorable Dr. Wycliffe Opaya, Cabinet Secretary, MSMEs, Development of the Republic of Kenya, Cabinet Secretaries, Pamela, my friend and colleague, Excellencies, Residence Coordinator, distinguished guests, partners, friends, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I have two things to say very quickly. This morning, today, I had the honor and privilege to officially launch the newly established International Trade Center Regional Office in Nairobi. It is the first time ever since the office was established in 1964 that they've had an office out of Geneva. Geneva is their headquarters. So the first office that they've ever established out of Geneva was in Nairobi today. So I think that's a great honor for us. Secondly, I would like to take this opportunity as the Director General and the representative of the Secretary General in Nairobi to appreciate and acknowledge with gratitude to you, Mr. President, the continued support and cooperation being extended to the growing UN family in Kenya by the host government of Kenya. When the UN came, 1975, 300 staff and family. Today, we are 20,000. And still growing. So we are able to do that because of the support, encouragement that we've got for the government of Kenya. So those are the 2 points I want to say. With that, and I invite Pamela to actually, she is the newcomer in the block in Gigiri. Thank you.
Thank you so much. His Excellency Dr. William Ruto, President of the Republic of Kenya, His Excellency Dr. Wycliffe Oparanya, Cabinet Secretary for MSMEs. I think I'll skip the rest and say all protocols observed. That saves me one page. Thank you so much. Before I begin, I'd like to express our condolences on the loss of Kenya's former Prime Minister, Raila Odinga. He was also a hero for the Caribbean, and as you know, he was a lover of Jamaica, from where I come, and so Jamaica Farewell went down very well when you started singing it, President. You know, we automatically said, oh, this is awesome. But thank you so much. As I was reflecting on his passing, I couldn't help but think of the statement that he made last year, that Africa could but must not be caught again in proxy wars between foreign powers. And those words are all the more prescient now as tariff escalations and trade wars threaten to tear not just the fabric of our multilateral trading system, but the relationships and trusts that have been built over generations. It's why the work that the EAC does and has been doing in partner states to deepen economic integration among the members is so urgent and so vital to the fates of MSMEs across the region, but also to the success of the African continental free trade area overall. We're honored to witness some of the fruits of this labor at this EAC MSMEs trade fair, and we want to celebrate alongside you a significant milestone in ITC's own history, the opening of our first corporate office outside of headquarters to serve a world region right here in Nairobi at the UN Gigiri complex. I'm supposed to do the lululation now. It's one of the biggest milestones yet for the ITC as we work to develop even more meaningful relationships within the countries and regions where we work. As we say, we're putting boots on the ground, 10 toes down, as young people would say. When we were deciding to launch our first corporate office outside of headquarters, it quickly became clear that Kenya, where we already have an extensive footprint and deep relationships, was the right choice. And the UN office at Nairobi is a natural fit as both our UN partner and our host, with its 5 decades worth of impressive achievements under its belt and serving not only the United Nations Secretariat, but also headquarters both in the African continent and the global south. The opening of this new ITC office could not have happened without the invaluable support of the government of Kenya, and I warmly thank you, President Ruto, both for your presence today and for the government's close collaboration every step of the way. We look forward to developing even closer and deeper relationships with our friends here and at UNON, with our UN resident coordinator, with all our Kenyan colleagues, and the entire ecosystem of institutions that are present. And from what I've already seen this week, it's going to be a great and exciting road ahead. From the bottom of my heart, asante sana.
Asante sana tu. So as I prepare to invite the CS Wycliffe Oparanya to come and make his remark, allow me to acknowledge the CEO of MSEA. Please, wherever you are, just stand up for the good job you're doing. CEO for KIE, stand up wherever you are. Let's clap for her. CEO for Uwezo Fund, CEO for Hustler Fund, and all the CEOs from the Ministry of Cooperative. You've really worked hard. Yeah, so before CS, I said as I prepare, let me to acknowledge and invite the governor of Nairobi to come and officially welcome us in Nairobi County. Ndio, najua tusipofanya hivyo Kanjo watatumaliza kwa njia. Karibu.
Thank you. I was waiting for you to skip me. Then we'll figure out how you'll make your way out of here. Your Excellency, President William Ruto, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is a true honor, great honor to host you here in Nairobi for this very important gathering that celebrates the spirit of enterprise, innovation, and the power of MSMEs in Kenya and across our region. I sincerely appreciate all our partners in the MSME community represented here today who have made this fair possible on the sidelines of the Silver Jubilee of the EAC Regional Integration Agreement. Your Excellency, trade fairs around the world have served as vital platforms showcasing innovation, connecting businesses, and fostering cross-border trade. Today, as economies, especially in the global south, renew our focus on inclusive and sustainable growth, such events are increasingly recognized for promoting enterprise development and strengthening MSMEs. The 25th EAC MSMEs Trade Fair, marking 25 years since the signing of the EAC Treaty, exemplifies this role, providing a key platform for showcasing MSME potential across the region and beyond. Here in Nairobi, Your Excellency, the story of MSMEs is the story of our economy. As Kenya's capital and largest city, I can say Nairobi is the home of MSMEs in the country and in the region. We contribute 27.5% of the national GDP, with most of the businesses being micro, small, or medium enterprises. I encourage all of you to take a walk down the CBD, the Central Business District, from Jambia Mall to the buildings on Moi Avenue. You will find small traders selling different wares. Your Excellency, we have seen a growth of shopping centers across the estates, and these are home to small and medium-sized enterprises. Many of these, Your Excellency, are owned by young people. We know that youth unemployment is high, well over 100,000 young graduates joining the job market each year. So we must really ensure that enterprise becomes a real pathway to prosperity. Not all of these young people can get jobs in the formal economy, and so there is need to actually provide a platform and an environment where MSMEs can thrive. That is why, Your Excellency, my administration is committed to building a Nairobi where businesses can start, grow, and thrive. This includes ease of doing business. Through our Unified Business Permit, Your Excellency, you remember we promised to do that. We have done that. Today, the UBP consolidates multiple licenses into a single document to simplify operations for business owners. And for us, it has enhanced our revenue collection. Currently, Your Excellency, we have 190,925 registered businesses under that Unified Business Permit. And of these, 95,000 are either SMEs or MSMEs. Your Excellency, before, traders would have to have multiple licenses, 5, 6 licenses, being moved from one office to another. Go get your fire certificate, go get your hygiene in another building. Today, from the comfort of your mobile phone, wherever you are, you can actually register your business, describe the enterprise you're in, and print your own Unified Business Permit in any part of the city or of the world. Your Excellency, further to encourage growth in this sector, we committed together, you and I, 20 new markets, and I can confirm we're on course to deliver this promise, with more than half currently underway. As a county, we have 6 that are close to completion: Mutwini, Kahawa West, Jujo, while Karen Market, Dandora East, and Mira markets are ongoing. We actually have one just for Mira in Isili. But Your Excellency, I've been seeing you going around the country. I thought 10 are many. But when I hear you in other counties, those numbers are also high. So I will come back to you, because we need much more in Nairobi. I want to thank you because you're building Quarry Road Market in Gikomba, which is 95% complete. It's expected to be completed before the end of this year. Mathare North, Maji Mazuri, South B, Ruto markets. In the pipeline, we also have Jogoo Road Market, Kangemi Market, and Toi Market. Please let's applaud our president for doing that. Your Excellency, these markets will provide additional trading space for MSEs and bring product and services closer to Nairobi estate residents. Your Excellency, finally, we will also be rolling out our Biashara Stimulus Program as a county. It is at the heart of offering affordable financing, skills development, digitization, market access, and enterprise formalization to these traders. We will be rolling it out with 2 strategic partners with whom we have already signed contracts. The program will subsidize the cost of credit to these MSMEs. The targeted beneficiaries will be existing businesses and MSMEs across all the 85 wards of Nairobi. An MSME must have been in business for at least 2 years to qualify for that particular product. All beneficiaries will undergo a 3-day training on business and entrepreneurial skills, and we will keep training them as they move along. Your Excellency, let me emphasize the role that these businesses that you've seen, you have walked around the stands. In fact, you have taken more time than we imagined because you have a real interest in the business that they're doing. They play a huge role in this city's economic growth and the continuous need to create a conducive environment for them to thrive. They generate employment, they fuel innovation, they strengthen value chains, and they drive both domestic and cross-border trade. Their success is Kenya's success, and their growth strengthens the entire East African region. And I really want to tell all our brothers and sisters from across East Africa, Karibuni Kenya, Karibuni Nairobi. I hope you feel at home. Though in essence, Your Excellency, many of them call this place home already. There you will find them trading in the city, in all parts of the city. We have a huge population from our neighboring countries, and they are welcome. Your Excellency, the days of the kanjo that the PS has described are over. Those days ended. It's been 3 years without running battles that used to happen in our city, where traders would even be injured, and they would fight back. We have changed that history, and today we have a very good relationship. It, of course, can improve every day, but we have a better relationship than has been there before. I invite all our partners, EAC, the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, UNON, ITC, the private sector, and development organizations to work with us to build a stronger MSME ecosystem. Let us connect, co-create, and transform the entrepreneurial landscape of East Africa. Asanteni sana, and welcome to Nairobi. Your Excellency, allow me at this point to invite the Cabinet Secretary, Dr. Wycliffe Oparanya, to make his remarks and to invite you. As he comes, I recognize that we had Governor Nyong'o, I saw him, but I think he has stepped out. We also have members of parliament, I think from the relevant committees, led by Mheshimiwa Jalango. I think maybe the MPs can stand up so that we can recognize the members of parliament. Please, let's clap for them. The legislative framework required for MSMEs is very, very important. Asanteni, karibu.
Thank you, Governor. Your Excellency, President of the Republic of Kenya and Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces, all protocols observed, ladies and gentlemen, I think this is the 3rd day we are here for this particular function. The first day we had Somali Day, yesterday we had the Kenyan Day, and today we are having the East African Community Day, which is also our official opening day. Your Excellency, we have had support from ICA. ITC, sorry. We have had a big support of ICT. ICT supported us when we had the global MSME Ministerial Conference in South Africa in July. And that particular function, Your Excellency, was very well attended, and it was one of the first functions that ministers all over the world met to discuss about MSMEs. And out of that meeting, 3 issues were agreed on to be scaled up at various countries level and various regions. And that's why, as Kenya, we decided that this be scaled up at this level, at the regional level. And you have heard the comments from the Secretary General. 3 areas were agreed: access to finance, and you know what we are doing as a country in that particular area. The other one was digital transformation. You know how important that area is for our country. And the last one was green technology financing. Those are the 3 critical areas we agreed during the Ministerial Conference, Global Ministerial Conference in Johannesburg. But as Kenya, we have added on market access. That is very crucial for our people. And you remember when you were out there, most of those traders were talking about market access. They are using this opportunity of the protocol that was signed in 1999 to create network, create a market for themselves. I'm grateful that you have spared time to come and attend this particular meeting. During our meeting yesterday, and we had as many people attending, we agreed on quite a number of issues that I will use this opportunity to read it out. And as the chair of the East African Community Summit, this particular document will be scaled up to that level, so that as the summit, you also adopt it for implementation in various countries. So, Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, I will read a communique of the East African Community MSME Ministerial Roundtable. And I read, we, the representatives of the East Africa Community, EAC governments, and private sector stakeholders, convened for the East African Community MSME Ministerial Roundtable in Nairobi on November 10th, 2025, to advance the commitments made under the Global SME Ministerial Call to Action held in Johannesburg in July 2025. This roundtable marks a significant regional milestone in our collective efforts to support the international competitiveness of micro, small, and medium enterprises, recognizing their central role in transforming trade and improving livelihood in line with the Sustainable Development Goals. We reaffirm the importance of MSME as engine of innovation, employment, and inclusive growth, and acknowledge their contribution to environmental sustainability and social cohesion across the East African region. The Roundtable provided a platform to access regional awareness on the insights provided by the Global MSME Ministerial White Papers, which concentrated on best practices, challenges, and opportunities in the area of access to finance, digital transformation, and green transition. The discussions included the need for tailored regulatory reforms and capacity building initiatives that reflect the unique structural vulnerabilities of East African community economies, especially those affecting women and youth-led enterprises. Delegates highlighted best practices and actionable solutions to improve MSMEs' access to affordable financing, including through partnerships with financial institutions and the development of inclusive financial literacy program. The meeting emphasized the importance of accelerating digital transformation by expanding access to reliable digital infrastructure, promoting digital skills development, and fostering innovation-friendly regulatory environments. The roundtable highlighted the urgency of supporting MSME in their green transition, including through targeted green finance mechanism, technical assistance, and collaboration with business support organizations. The ministerial meeting welcomed the continued engagement with the International Trade Center, ITC. I was calling it ITA, ITC, bringing countries together to collaborate in supporting MSMEs' competitiveness and facilitating knowledge exchange across borders. Delegates expressed strong support for the ongoing period of intersessional technical meetings and regional dialogue to maintain momentum and prepare for the next global MSME ministerial meeting in the year 2027. The delegates appealed to various governments to fast-track regulations and discussions on non-tariff barriers for purposes of cross-border trade and use of AFC FTA as a tool for market aggregation. The meeting seeks to translate the outcome of the East African Community MSME Ministerial Roundtable into concrete actions with measurable impact, and to working closely with ITC and other partners to build resilient, inclusive, and sustainable MSME ecosystem across the East African Community region. May this communique be presented at the upcoming East African Community Leaders Summit in November 24th to 29th in Kenya, to be included into the chairperson's statement in order to reaffirm the East African commitment to the ongoing work in the development of MSME. The Nairobi Declaration is signed on Tuesday, 11th November 2025. We, East African governments and the International Trade Center, ITC, met on the margins of the East African Community MSME Trade Fair to begin the process of implementation of the call to action of the Global MSME Ministerial Conference. And for your information, Your Excellency, this was signed by me on the behalf of Kenya government, and it was also signed by the Secretary General of the East African Community and signed by the Executive Director of International Trade Center, ITC. And I thank you very much for your attention. Now, Your Excellency, I take this opportunity now to invite you to come and address this gathering here, and I know they are eager to listen to you. And thank you very much for honoring our invitation. Asante.
Thank you very much, Minister. Please, let's take our seats. Thank you very much for Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, friends and visitors from across the East African community and beyond, I join the Governor of Nairobi in welcoming all of you to Kenya and of course to the city of Nairobi. Just a bit of geography. I think the governor forgot. Just behind us here, about a kilometer or so, is the Nairobi National Park. And the Nairobi National Park is home to wildlife, including lions, elephants, and many others. Don't be surprised that when you're walking in the streets, you might find a lion who may have escaped from the park. I just want to warn you to be careful. But I'm honored to welcome you to Nairobi, the heart of our region's enterprise, for the 25th East African Community Micro, Small, and Medium Enterprises Trade Fair. This gathering is a compelling validation of micro, small, and medium enterprises that remain the pillar of our economies. They are the engines of job creation, drivers of innovation, and anchors of industrial growth and the driving force of our shared prosperity, not just as a region, but also as a continent. Today, we pay tribute to the visionary leadership of the three distinguished patriots of our region. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda, the late President Daniel Toroitich arap Moi of Kenya, and the second president the second president of Kenya, that is, and the late President Benjamin Mkapa, the third president of the United Republic of Tanzania, who 25 years ago in Arusha reinvigorated the East African community through the signing of its founding treaty. Alongside this historic milestone then, the Jua Kali Nguvu Kazi exhibition was launched, showcasing the ingenuity of the MSMEs in our partner states. Their Excellencies resolved then that this exhibition would be held annually on a rotational basis to deepen socio-economic integration, expand market access for all our products, and narrow technological and knowledge disparities across the East African community nations. A quarter century later today, the East African community has blossomed into a powerful bloc of 8 partner states representing over 300 million citizens and making East Africa one of the world's most dynamic and rapidly emerging markets. This trade fair, and I have gone through the stalls and spoken to many entrepreneurs here, and the excitement, the optimism that I saw in their enterprises, and the partnerships that are being established, and the friendship that is building within them is a great encouragement that it was right 25 years ago, it is right today. This trade fair has equally evolved and is no longer merely a marketplace for goods, but a strategic platform for skills exchange, innovation, partnership, and structured dialogue aimed at dismantling barriers of trade and movement of people. As we commemorate this Silver Jubilee, we are mindful of the defining forces shaping our world today. A rapidly growing population in all our countries, the rise of the youthful generation, accelerated technological disruption, climate change pressures, unemployment, and of course shifting geopolitical realignments that continue to reshape global supply chains. These forces carry challenges, but even better, they carry greater opportunities. if we harness them. Our young population in particular positions the region to lead through digital innovation, creative enterprise, and a thriving knowledge economy. I see it every day in Kenya. And looking at the East African entrepreneurs that are here, I see it in their energy, in their passion, and in the partnerships they are building with their colleagues across the region. I am encouraged that the conversations shaping the trade fair are ambitious, forward-looking, and action-oriented, giving priority to digital transformation, equitable access to finance, expanded markets, and sustainable green enterprises to support MSMEs to grow, to scale up, and to generate wealth. In Kenya, the bottom-up economic transformation agenda places MSMEs at the core of our development framework alongside agriculture, universal health care, affordable housing, and the digital and creative economy. We have prioritized strategic high-growth value chains, including leather, dairy, textiles and apparels, edible oils, and rice. Others are tea, building and construction, the blue economy, natural resources, and mining. Our choice of subsidy on agricultural production rather than consumption was initially met with skepticism, but the results speak for themselves today. Our national yields of tea, of coffee, of sugarcane, of maize, of rice, of wheat have all increased and in some cases doubled. Those who doubted this 2 years ago today confirm that it was the right strategy to subsidize production and not consumption. To expand financial inclusion, we launched the Financial Inclusion Fund, popularly known as the Hustler Fund, which has so far disbursed 80 billion Kenya shillings to many Kenyans since November 2022. The fund has provided dignified credit to those previously excluded from formal lending. And let me say this about the Hustler Fund. The primary approach that we had on micro and small enterprises. In 2022, we had 7 million Kenyans, 3 million of them being micro enterprises who were blacklisted in our credit reference bureaus. And they could not undertake any business, they could not open an account, they were completely locked out of the economic space. We took the decision that we are going to change how credit is accessed in Kenya. We also took the firm position and negotiated with credit reference bureaus, and we redeemed 7 million Kenyans who were blacklisted and gave them a second chance. Today, I am very confident and happy that the 7 million Kenyans have since transformed. Today, we have 2 million Kenyans who borrow religiously from the Hustler Fund. Today, we have close to 800,000 entrepreneurs, small businesses, that today borrow money on our bridge finance as part of the Hustler Fund. And they are doing this without the benefit of any collateral. The biggest problem we had in Kenya was that for you to access credit, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, 100,000, 150,000, you either had to have a logbook of some motorcycle or car, or you have some title to some piece of land, or you have a payslip. Today, an ordinary citizen without a pay slip, without a title deed, without a logbook, can access up to 150,000 shillings on the Hustler Fund, the only collateral being their credit record, that they are decent people and they can pay. It has expanded the collateral space. Today, the collateral space includes your credit rating, which comes as a result of you being able to pay your debts. Through digital lending, borrowers are building credit histories that have crystallized into credit scores, improving visibility to lenders, reducing risk perceptions, and expanding financial opportunity to many. I am very proud, and I think once the story of the Hustler Fund will be written, there will be so many people who will have a story to tell that had been locked out of the credit space and they couldn't access any money or any credit. Today, people who are paying up to 100% for credit, today they are paying 8%. I remember when we discussed and we said we are going to peg this on 8%, one very rich person, I don't want to mention their names, told me this will be unsustainable. It will not work. I am looking for him now so that I can tell him it is working. Because this is now 3 years down the road and we are making strides in the right direction. Not only are credit ratings of people have been restored, not only are people borrowing on a daily basis, but the credit limits are also increasing. And we are making more and more Kenyans access credit. We are now advancing efforts to securitize this credit score, recognizing it as collateral to unlock financing for millions, especially young people and women who lack traditional assets such as property or formal payslips, as I have said. To strengthen market access, Kenya is establishing county aggregation and industrial parks in all the 47 counties to support agro-processing, consolidate local value chains, and expand commercial reach for our micro, small, and medium enterprises. The governor of Nairobi keeps reminding me that the county aggregation and industrial park for Nairobi will not be selling any agricultural products. They will instead be manufacturing stuff for those in the city. And therefore, this is it is tailored for different value chains in different counties in different parts of the country. The ultimate goal is that we need to assist small enterprises who may not have money to rent their own space, to use spaces that we have already built, and to also share some of the equipment that they use. We will have common user facilities where you don't have to own a certain machine. Maybe it is expensive, but we will have machines available and they will be shared, and everybody can have access to these facilities and use it to improve their businesses. Looking at the enterprises that are exhibitors in this fair, many of them require not so much capital. They just need to enhance the finesse of what they are producing. We just need to support them the last mile. That last mile is what common user facilities can do. I say so because I have seen it in Karioko. We are going to be replicating Karioko in all our county aggregation and industrial parks so that more and more enterprises can have access to credit and to tools that they can use to enhance the value of the products that they are producing. Three fundamental things are important. I said earlier, access to credit. And we have moved several steps in making sure that we clear the pathway for access to credit. Number two, we must also have targeted grants. We are in the process of rolling out the Nyota program. The Nyota program is going to have targeted grants to enterprises that are being run by young people between the ages of 18 and 29 and people living with disability ages up to 35. We are looking for 110,000 such small enterprises, and we are going to give them a grant of 50,000 shillings each. We started that process last week. I just want to announce that the rest of the process is underway. I'm informed by Waziri Oparanya and his team that they will be training the rest of the country from this Friday through early next week. And so from next week, we will be releasing another 4.4 billion Kenya shillings to the rest of the people who will have been trained and identified. In the city of Nairobi alone, Governor Sakaja and your team, in the city of Nairobi alone, we will be looking for 6,000 enterprises, small business people, 6,000 of them. And we are going to give them 300 million shillings. So I am looking for that moment, and I hope Jalango and your team from Nairobi, you organize yourselves, because we want to do this to raise the capital for the small entrepreneurs and to scale them up so that they can run their businesses. We will be identifying, and we want a level of equity. 50% of the beneficiaries must be women, and it can only be 50%, no less. It can be more. It can be more women, but minimum 50% women, because women are very good business people, and they have already demonstrated, even in the areas that we have already identified. And I have, maybe I am biased because I have more girls in my house than. But that's the reality of what it is. And so we will be pushing this. I also want to say that under the same program, the Nyota program, we want to also create opportunities, because part of growing the MSMEs is what I said: access to credit, targeted grants, and we are also supporting them to do business. Under this same program, we will be identifying 600,000 small entrepreneurs, and we want to support them with capacity building so that they can do business with government, both at the county and at the national level. We have government procurement that has been ring-fenced for young people, for women, for people living with disability, all the way in the region of 220 billion. That is the amount of business that is available to this category. But they are not accessing because we haven't built the capacity for them to understand how to do it, to know how to work with the government bureaucracy and system. And we are going under this program, going to work with them so that we can bring them into the space. And I am very confident that these are people who can actually appropriate that space and do that business. Why do I say so? We did targeted procurement for our housing program, and the Juakali sector came through. The Juakali sector, we have now given them contracts of close to 15 billion Kenya shillings. You know, the people making doors, the people making windows, the people making hinges, and these are people on Ngong Road. These are people in Kiamaiko. These are very small enterprises. And I mean, there was almost a disconnect. You know, if you talk about 15 billion and Juakali in the same sentence, it doesn't look correct. Because 15 billion is supposed to be mega enterprises. But those are the possibilities when we are targeted about the people we are looking for. And I must confess that the Juakali sector have proven that they can do what big enterprises can do. Maybe they can do it even better. And therefore, I am very confident that as we build the capacities of our small entrepreneurs, either by making sure they have access to credit or making sure that they have access to grants, or we facilitate them with capacity for them to participate in procurement, government procurement and government enterprises, we will certainly be doing our bottom-up program, because that's what it is. So again, I will be looking forward to working with all the stakeholders in that space. We want to disburse that 4.4 billion shillings in the next 10 days. So there will be quite some support around for enterprises. We have also commissioned, as you know, new special economic zones in Busia, in Eldoret, in Nakuru, in Naivasha, in Thika, of course in Sagana, and in Dongokundu. And our plan there is to attract greater foreign direct investment, stimulate industrialization, and expand regional trade. Our affordable housing program, as I have said, has gone beyond transforming urban areas and has created jobs, now standing at close to 600,000, and ring-fenced billions of shillings for Juakali sector in the manufacturing sector. And to accelerate digital commerce, we are building 100,000 kilometers of digital superhighway, expanding connectivity, and enabling commerce to thrive. Public Wi-Fi will reach markets in villages and digital hubs, which will establish in at least each of the 1,450 wards, including those in Nairobi and elsewhere. And we are already 30% into that program. We have already done 30,000 kilometers of digital superhighway. We have also, as you know, digitized government services. 23,000 government services today are available on e-Citizen. And we have streamlined access, reduced costs, eliminated inefficiencies, and simplified business registration to spur entrepreneurship. You heard the governor of Nairobi saying how it is easy today to register your company, look for your license from the comfort of your phone, wherever you may be. We are investing in the entrepreneurs of tomorrow in the process that I have explained to you under our Nyota program. We are looking at tapping into regional markets, but as a region, we must elevate this trade fair by fully leveraging the continental framework, including the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. I'm very happy that our friend Wamkele Mene, the Secretary General of ACFTA, was here. Yesterday by ACFTA Secretary General. Today, in conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, we also celebrate the establishment of the International Trade Center Regional Hub here in Nairobi. We express our very, very sincere gratitude to the Executive Director, Pamela Cook-Hamilton, and the larger UN nation system for this gesture. This milestone is not Kenya's alone. It belongs to East Africa, bringing global markets within closer reach to our producers and our value chains. As I conclude, I wish to reaffirm the commitment of the East African heads of state to resolve persistent non-tariff barriers that continue to constrain border trade, and this trade fair offers an invaluable opportunity to elevate these realities ahead of the upcoming East African Community Summit. I want to commend all the exhibitors who have come to Kenya, all the Kenyans who are participating in this trade fair, and all the friends who have come to support us and work with us and work with our micro, small and medium enterprises, all the agencies that are part of the small and medium enterprise system. You have our commitment, you have our support. We have a whole of government interest in making sure that we elevate this sector, because it is a sector that drives our economy. It is a sector that creates jobs. It's the sector that drives our product creation. And you have our support in every way. Thank you very much, and thank you again for your kind attention.
If we can give a round of applause, please. The name of the company is Roma Company Limited. Roma Company Limited, that deals with Bella Wines. Bella Wines. A round of applause, please. You may proceed to the other side and stand on the side. We'll take a photo later, so right to the end. The next one is Elizabeth Ngina Musia from Kenya, Shalom Pride Collection, an exporter of textile. And the third one is Nadia Umwahoro from Rwanda, represented by Ufro Mugeni Company, Data Systems Rwanda. The next one is Dative Uwimwana from Burundi, from Ikaze Ventures Limited, the provider of tourism packaging and tour services. So if we can have a group photo of those awardees first, before we go to the last set of awards. If the awardees can come for a group photo before we proceed to the other awards.
Wonderful. You may take your seats. The awardees may take their seats. The next awards that we're going to have done is East Africa Awards. And the company of the year is Thomas & Company Limited. Thomas & Company Limited, and the person to collect it is Namubetsi Sylvia from Uganda. A round of applause for Sylvia on behalf of Thomas & Company Limited. Product of the year, Your Excellency, is Health Classic, and Daniel Okaka from Kenya is going to collect it. Please stand on the side for a side photo later. Then the last award today is Service of the Year, Eagles Air Limited, and it's collected by Sarah Kansime from Uganda, all the way from Uganda. If the awardees can then come for a group photo. Thank you. Your Excellency, before we wind up, there is also a gift for you, and this is from the International Trade Center. Apparently for the ICT, the ICT office by ITC. Okay. From ITC. There you go. Thank you, Excellency. I'll request that we all then proceed to our seats except His Excellency for the anthem. His Excellency will be left on stage. While the rest of us, please let's be upstanding as we wind up with the national anthem, followed by the East African anthem, this being an EAC event. The national anthem.